apart from delivering good football, I would not divert so much from the goals of the team. I'll play definitely the best, and I want to leave a mark on the history of KCCA.
This is a game we want to watch. This is a game we want to win. Get your yellow on.
Nambole will be the venue of the biggest football club game in the land between KCCA Football Club and Sports Club Villa. That will be on the 1st of May 2024. It's a Wednesday next week. We talk that and more tonight on the KCCAFC TV show. Good evening. It is season 5, episode 29 of the finest and freshest football club TV in the land. And it's KCCAFC TV show. My name is Magero Moses Mwanje. Definitely you and I are definitely walking this journey together. All right, to start off the show, we will start with the social media reactions. And we earlier on put up a post on our social media pages and asking you, and definitely most of you reacted to that, when KCCFC and the federation, that is FUFA, the Uganda Premier League, the government of Uganda, made that declaration that the biggest football club game in the land will be played at the Mandela National Stadium in, that is Nambole. And we'll be reading your reactions later on in the show. And my producer tells me that those reactions are ready. But as and when they are ready to be flashed on your screen, we'll be reading some of your reactions on the show. So in case you've not gone ahead to comment, please do go to our Facebook and X page and be able to comment, and we'll be able to read all your reactions here on the KCCFC TV show. And like I always tell you, I'm not alone. I'm with the usual suspect. Last season he had a wedding. He was coming from a wedding, and I'm thinking this this particular episode, he might also be coming from a wedding. He's always say, don't get it, it's a Sunday. The money is actually it's a Monday. But very pleased to have you, Patrick, on the show once again.
Are you trying to tell the viewers that we are not supposed to be smart for the TV show?
No. I'm not trying to tell them anything like that.
Last Sunday I came in a suit and I was so smart for the show.
The question was, were you wedding or were you attending someone's wedding? Very
soon I'm going off the market, so you never know. I may come from my wedding straight to the TV show. Congratulations
in advance, Patrick. Been a brilliant week for KCCFC. Well, it depends on how you look at things. But we look at the positives mainly here, that is us. And we tend not to focus so much on the negatives. But KCCFC having that trip to Kavumba and call it Wakiso if you want. But that was against Solitoro Bright Stars, and that game was on Thursday. And KCCFC visiting Bright Stars. A game ending 2-2. A game where you felt maybe if KCCFC had tucked away some of those chances, KCCFC should have picked maximum points. But the hosts took an early lead in there. And Haruna Lukwago leveled matters. That was his first goal for KCCFC since joining the football club. And later on in second half, Bright Stars took another lead. And that was a player called Molindi scoring the second goal for Bright Stars. And Shaban Muhammad, the rainmaker, like most of you called him. And that man again, Shaban Muhammad, we don't know who is going to stop him. But he seems unstoppable at the moment. And he leveled matters 2-2, the final score. A game where both sides had a number of chances in there. But unfortunately, KCCFC not able to pick maximum points. And that run, especially in the away games, being put to hold because ahead of that one, KCCFC had gone 5 games on the bounce away from home, and they were only winning all the away games. Patrick, we react to this one. KCCFC Bright Stars away in Kavumba. What did you have to make of this fixture?
I think it was a disappointing result for KCCA Football Club. Looking at the way the table was, KCCA had pushed themselves up closer to the top 4, though it's disappointing that even when KCCA wins the games, we still somewhat find ourselves in the 6th position. And this was maybe chance. Had KCCA picked up 3 points with the game in hand, you feel like maybe then, the way you say it, mathematically, KCCA would be in the title. But now a draw makes it hard. But I am not that much disappointed because KCCA always struggles at Kavumba. And if you're to remind me, I don't recall the last time we actually won at Kavumba. It's always a draw or a loss. now, like you said, we have to pick up the positives. For this, I am not that disappointed. Kavumba is always a tough side for KCCA, a tough place for KCCA to go to. But then I'm happy for Shaban. The only thing that I think will stop him is the season to come to an end. That is only when he can stop scoring. But I don't see him stopping, because right now he scored his 15th goal, and he's 2 above Nelson Senkatuka, who was also in that game and didn't score.
Missed a number of chances.
Yeah, missed a number of chances. And the best chance of the game, actually, with an empty net.
Twice.
The ball decided to roll just past the bar. But for me, I think Muhammad Shaban scoring yet again was the highlight of the day, and also Haruna Lukwago scoring his first goal for the football club.
Well, you talk about the highlight of the day, we'll definitely be talking about Shaban Mohammed later on. But we talk about the second draw for KCCAFC in the second round, and the third for the entire season, that is in the Uganda Premier League. Looks like KCCAFC just either wins or maybe sometimes loses games, but rarely is
maybe sometimes. Why are you lying? What was happening in the first round?
Well, I mean, a number of losses.
Maybe if you're talking about the second round.
I told you I'm only focusing on the positives, and I'll focus on the positives. But, well, the second draw for KCCAFC in the second round.
Yeah.
First one, I think, came in the first game against Bull.
0-0.
The first game of the second round. And then this one ending 2-2. And then in the first round, that should have been against Arua Hill 1-1 in Adjumani. But you felt maybe KCCAFC could have maybe picked 30 points on the day?
Yeah, but unlike you, I don't think credit to Bright Stars, I would like to say, because they missed quite a number of chances, mostly that first half. If you look at the way the first half went, Bright Stars had their chances, and KCCA Football Club came into the second half and actually also created more chances. And for me, I think both teams deserved to win the game, but KCCA deserved more because KCCA is the bigger team, and mathematically speaking, it's the team that is closest to the table, and we want the league to end on a high. If you have 6 teams, top 6 teams, all vying for the table, that would be some good competition for the club and for the Uganda Premier League as Ugandan football.
We talk about that man, Shaban Mohammed, like you said, 15 goals in the third times Uganda Premier League. Man, but the kind of talent this guy has. Look at how he slotted in that goal. I hope my producer can be able to show us that goal.
The header.
At the near post, when everyone thought that ball was probably going to the far post, and how he floats in space, and then he just nods that ball straight in the back of the net, when everyone probably thought it was a little bit ahead compared to the near post. The man, Shaban Mohammed.
I think if you're looking at the best goal scorer in the country, you have Mohammed Shaban, who is actually very good with both his legs and the head. And for me, if I'm to name the best header of the ball in the country, it also has to be Mohammed Shaban. We have seen very many goals, actually. Not only that, we saw even at home, there is that game, was it against NEC? Yeah. There is a game against NEC where he actually headed a very tough ball from a very tight angle. And for me, Mohammed Shaban is proving his worth. Last season was not the best for him, but this season, he is proving why he's called Mohammed Shaban. And maybe his contract is expiring this season. Yeah,
his contract should be getting done at the end of the season, but, well, we hope he can be able to renew and stay at the football club, but we'll be able to look at that probably later on. Shaban Mohammed taking his tally to 15 goals, and I hope we can be able to just see some of the goals this player has been able to score. He scored 7 goals in the second round, and that means he's just a goal shy of what he did in the first round, but with 5 games to spare. That is for him and the football club. And we don't want to focus so much on the player. Definitely it's a team sport. But I mean, if someone is, doing extraordinary things right there, those are the top scorers for KCCAFC. Patrick, before you come in there, Shaban Mohammed, 15 goals. And then we have Ashraf Mugume, 7 goals. Usama Arafat Kiza, 6 goals. And Etienne Katenga, in his first season in the Uganda Premier League, for a foreign player, 5 goals. And with 5 games to spare. I mean, that is a very awesome return for that one. But like we said, I mean, we're talking about the goals earlier on. Like, we know it's a team sport, but then if you have those individuals that, are contributing to the team, I think they really deserve their flowers.
Yeah, like I keep saying, this is a team sport, and if KCCA are to perform on a high level, you do not need just one player to actually score the goals. If you look at the goal scoring charts for KCCA Football Club, you're having Mohamed Shaban, who's the outright striker for the team, doing his job well with 15 goals. And then you have Ashraf Mogume with 7 goals, who's a midfielder, and he has also missed some goals. I also feel like he should also get into double figures in the goals charts. Then you look at Usama Arafat and Etienne Katenga, who are starters right now in the KCCA Football Club team. Usama Arafat starting on the left and Katenga, they usually switch. If you look at these two players also scoring, it shows you that they are doing their job. And if we can have more players actually getting into goal scoring opportunities and netting, we also have Saidi Mayanja also trying to score.
4 in there.
Yes, 4 goals scoring from the midfield. If you can have such players coming on to supplement on what Mohamed Shaban does, and it's not a surprise that KCC actually has scored the most goals in the league. It's because besides Mohamed Shaban, you have other players supplying and are also getting in the goals for the team.
I will talk about the player Haruna Lukwago, who also got on the score sheet there and opened his account for the football club. The player joined from Mbale Heroes and played for the KCCAFC under-20 team that was in the Cambiaso tournament in 2022. Thereafter was promoted to the KCCAFC senior team and has scored his first goal for the club, and that was his second start, at least in a while, ever since he returned from the All Africa Games. He's not been scoring. I mean, he's not even been playing as many games, maybe coming on as a substitute, but he started the game against Mbara City, and then he was able to score in his second start in as many games for KCCAFC. Haruna Lukwago, in your perspective?
In my perspective, I think I would want to say luck because, like I was telling you, this team has a lot of competition. And if you dare get a suspension or get injured, there are higher chances you're going to come back to the team and your spot has already been taken. The number that Haruna Lukwago is actually playing right now was Ogwang Joseph, who had cemented his spot into the team. And I remember us having a conversation here and saying, who's going to unseat Ogwang Joseph from his spot at the right back? And look, Haruna Lukwago came back, he has started 2 games, he has gotten a goal, and now I wait to see if Ogwang Joseph is actually going to come back against Villa, because we had quite a number of players who missed that game. Obenchan was injured, so he wouldn't say he had suspension. He came back from suspension but couldn't start because of an injury. And Mustafa Mujuzi went ahead to start at the back with Peter Magambo, who is a starter with Achai Herbert. I wait to see if there are going to be any more changes in this team, but credit to Haruna. He hasn't started very many games. His second start in a while, and then he gets a goal. If we can have those numbers getting in and scoring from everywhere, I would also like to see maybe the goalkeeper score a penalty, so that we have, would it be a record?
Anthony Emojong, not a
having
record.
a goal this season?
There's a goalkeeper, I think, in the Rwanda League.
Man, I'm talking about Uganda.
Oh,
is the Mojong in the Rwanda League?
I don't recall a player that has scored a goal this season.
I think if we can get a penalty in the last game and we give it to a Mojong, what do you think?
Well, I'm not a technical team member, but I know the mathematics still works for me. Well, to switch things a little bit up, and we'll be talking the start times Uganda Premier League table, where KCCAFC, Patrick says we don't move any position when we win or pick points. But let us look at the table. And there is the table after 24 games for KCCAFC. Some clubs in there are playing 25 games. Chitara still lead that one, 47 after playing 25 games. And then Vipers, 24 games and they have 46 points. Bull FC, 25 games with 46, tie with Vipers there. And then we have SC Villa, 24 games and they have got 49 points. NEC FC, 25 games with 43, and then KCCAFC with 24 games and have got 39 points. We will not be talking about any other clubs in there, but you can look at that table and then you can be able to tell yourself what the chances are like for KCCAFC. But I'll still stick to what I said, that mathematically it's possible. And I know with the game you can never say never. We have got 5 games to play. That is up until the end of the start times Uganda Premier League 2023-2024, and who knows? I guess there's some surprises in there. Patrick, we switch things a little bit up away from the start times Uganda Premier League because we'll be getting back later on in the show because we have a special guest, Nanta Labika. If you put it in the other language, yes, We have a special guest on the show, but we'll be talking certain in the Premier League later on. But we'll switch things a little bit up. FIFA Women's Super League, because our official women's football club had a game this morning against Lady Dubs, and they won that one 3-1. That was at the MTN Omondi Stadium, obviously, a couple of goals in there, and also them. But the only difference here is that they maintain the second position, and that is Kampala Queens. And now they sit second on the table with 30 points, and then 4 points below the table leaders, Kawempe Muslim, who have got a game in hand. They have got, they played 18 games, or they do play 18 games in Uganda in the FIFA Women's Super League. And Kampala Queens has definitely got 3 games to go. And the question here is, can they clinch the title with those games left? And we'll be able to see some of their remaining fixtures. But Patrick, do you see Kampala Queens retain the FIFA Women's Super League? Remember, this is our official women's football club team, so if they get any silverware, it's a plus for us as a football club. Yeah,
of course it's a plus. Like, you're a guy of mathematics. I don't know how much you got, how many points you got in mathematics.
I was a brilliant student.
Did you do math in A-level?
No, I didn't do mathematics.
But you like a lot of math. You didn't do any mathematics in A-level. In O-level, it was, let's say, credit 6.
No.
Or credit 5.
Distinction.
But the way you want to bring mathematics in football.
So do you see them retain that title?
Yeah, looking at, they have 30 points below Kawempe Muslim, who have 34. They have a game in hand, by the way. So if they win that game in hand, it will push them to 33 points. Now that's 1 point below Kawempe Muslim. Now, if they are 1 point below Kawempe Muslim, then they all have 3 games to play. The only chance they have is to pray and wish luck to themselves and wish bad luck to Kawempe Muslims to drop points. Because if Kawempe win their remaining 2 games, KQ has 3 games left.
Yes.
If Kawempe Muslim win their remaining 2 games and KQ win their remaining 3 games, it means Kawempe Muslim will win by a point.
Okay.
So right now it's not all in Kampala Queens' hands. Okay. They have to pray that somewhere, somehow, Kawempe drop points. And if they do drop points, they shouldn't be dropping points as well. And Kampala Queens has not been performing that well. They have had 4 draws in their last, actually 4 draws in their last 6 games, a loss and just 1 win. You want to say that maybe this is a good start and they can kickstart a run of games to win the games. But if they do that, we wish them the best. And I hope actually that they can win this, and there could be some silverware at Lugogo or 2. We could have KCC also clinch the title. According to you, realistically, I think we are still far. For you, mathematically, we are there.
This is when it's not done.
So now we have 2 teams, both vying for the title mathematically.
At Lugogo.
Oh, all the best.
If you ask me what I reckon, I think there will be drama, especially in the FIFA Women's Super League. There will be drama. We should have a photo finish in there, and also in the Uganda Premier League. But let us just look at the remaining fixtures for Kampala Queens when it gets down to FIFA Women's Super League. I hope we will be able to look at that later on in the show. So we switch things a little bit up, and then we talk social media comments, because earlier on in the show we told you that we put up a post in the week, and we told you that there was a big announcement that was made. That was on the 27th of April. And we told you that Citizens, the biggest game in the Pearl of Africa, KCCAFC on 13 titles, SC Villa on 16 Uganda Premier League titles. But KCCAFC, obviously, generally, the most successful football club, if you add up all the titles and silverware. That game will be hosted in a test match at the Mandela National Stadium. And we asked you that, we told you that brace yourselves for a thrilling action and forgettable moments. And these are some of the comments that came from our fans and our faithfuls there. Paul Mwirigi Murungi says, best to have done it on a Tuesday with an after party. Then we have Busulwa Jonathan there saying, calling on to someone to give him his ticket. And then some of the other comments there, Albo FC. We have Thanos who says, Kim Brenda, Jessica, biggest teams on the soil, Mobalabi, okay. Musanje James tagged people there, and he says it will be a public holiday, so that one should be excited. Abubeka Original says, I can't wait. Williams Jr. on X says, way to lead, that one should be coming for that game. And then there should be some banter there, especially after entering Namboli and he tries to access VIP. Okay.
Someone used that meme and said, Okello Bond.
Loaded Dude says, but citizens Tuja. We have Nelson in there who says, unfortunately, both teams have no funds. That really must be a hater. Calvin Uganda says, I thought it was Arsenal and Manu Kumbe. It is, okay, that one is talking about European football. Some other comments in there, well, there are quite very many comments, and we'll be reading some of those also in the second segment. And also that will come from Facebook and also some from X. Now we'll be taking a break. When we return, I told you we have a big guest, someone that you rarely see on the KCCAFC TV show. But when they do come, everyone has got to tune in. We have the CEO of KCCA Football Club, Mrs. Anisha Shahir Muhozi. And she'll be breaking down everything to do with the biggest game in Uganda football, KCCAFC versus SC Villa on the 1st of May. It will be a Wednesday, 2024, Labor Day. We have the CEO, but shortly after the break.
It's always been our dream to play in that big stadium. I've played there quite some games. I'm so excited that it's gonna be massive. Yeah, I just can't wait. I call upon all the KCCA fans and the Ugandan fans to come and watch KCCA versus SC Villa. As you all know, big game for big players. See you there.
The daylight makes most things shine. With the right lights, everything looks bright. Gent brings the magnificence, elegance, and beauty of your home to life. Crafted to perfection. Detail and extravagance, leaving nothing to chance. Your dream home is only a switch away. Switch to the best. Gent Electric.
All right, welcome back from that break. You're still watching the biggest and finest football club TV in the land, Season 5, Episode 29. And the pictures you see on your screen, that is the Mandela National Stadium, Namboli. And that will be the venue of the biggest football club game in this country. KCCAFC hosting Sports Club Bida on the 1st of May, 2024. It will be a Wednesday, Labor Day. It's a public holiday, so no excuses. Everyone should make way and journey to the Mandela National Stadium. That game will be, our game will be kicking off at 7 p.m., but there will be a game earlier on, and that should be at 4 p.m. Bull taking on Vipers Sports Club. And those are some of the pictures of the Minister of Education and Sport when the First Lady of Uganda, definitely. And that was during the visit to the stadium where they were trying to see how those works are going on, the renovation, call it renovation, and the construction works happening at the Mandela National Stadium. But tonight on the KCCAFC TV show, like I told you, we have a special guest, someone that you rarely see here on the KCCAFC TV show. So when she does come, you ought to tune in. I was joking with Patrick earlier on that it is only on this show where I have the power to call for a break when my boss is speaking. So this is the only time when I also feel a little bit powerful. So she can be speaking and I interject. I may not be able to do that tomorrow on Monday.
I hope you don't go to office and you have a warning letter. No. You're checking your email.
You see, I was telling Patrick, I may not be able to do that on Monday tomorrow, but I'm a little bit
exercise your powers.
Yes. So she can't even speak before I ask her to speak. That is how powerful I am on the show. See, we are very happy and humbled to have you on the show. I can't really say so much, especially you coming out here to draw more light and emphasis and, give every clarity when it comes down to the double-header game, the test match games that will be happening at the Mandela National Stadium. First of all, someone wants to know, KCCAFC Villa, why Nambole and why not the MTN Omondi Stadium?
Thank you so much. Good evening, our viewers. We are glad that you always tune in to the finest TV show in the land. So we are very pleased that you're always tuning in to get more insights about the football club. So about KCCA Villa, yes, it has indeed been a very triggering question amongst the fans, not only the fans, but even other key stakeholders. Even initially, the technical team, they were not happy that, when you get to play away from your home, you're technically losing your home advantage, because we all know what a familiar pitch does. If players are accustomed to a familiar pitch, and this is where they have mastered all the art, their odds of winning a game are much more. So when we are moving and we are going to a pitch that has not been, we've not played in for over 4 years, it has new ground, it's a new surface, we are obviously losing our home advantage. However, KCCA, we looked as KCCAFC when the federation contacted us and the minister to have a test game, to have our biggest game, that's KCCA Villa, one of our biggest games to be played at Nambole. It of course came with mixed feelings, but when we looked at the spirit of why the test game was needed, we all know that Uganda has not been able to host an international match at Nambole simply because the stadium has not reached the standards that are desired by CAF. And right now, recently when CAF visited, again, they flagged the stadium. It wasn't ready because there were quite a number of things missing. And the federation and the ministry actually has been working hard to see that all those issues that were pinpointed by CAF are sorted, and they are comfortable that all of them were done. Now, what CAF needed was for the stadium to actually have a proper test match where a stress test is done. And when the federation looked at the fixtures, an international friendly wouldn't happen because we were not in the window, and the plan was that they should get the stadium accredited as soon as possible. So when they looked at the fixtures, they realized that Labour Day had very two interesting fixtures. It had Bull and Vipers, who are arguably in the title race, and then it had KCCA Villa, which are some of the teams that have the biggest fans, and of course that's a derby, a Kampala derby. It comes with with so many things to it. So when the federation looked at it together with UPL, they realized that those two games would actually give very good numbers in Nambole. And being that Labour Day, and the timing also, because they needed to have the test game done as soon as possible. So that's how they reached out to both Bull and KCCA. It didn't come easy, but when we looked at the bigger picture and we realized that, we all are yearning for the country to have Nambole back. At the end of the day, as a club, when we are grooming players, we are grooming them for the national team. You're grooming them partly for them to feature in the national team. It comes with its own pride. So we looked at the bigger picture, and as a club, we decided to sacrifice, I would say. We decided to sacrifice. It doesn't mean that us going to Nambole, we are not going to win the game. No, the boys are very charged. The technical team, the coach Abdallah, they are very charged, and we are going to go all out on that game. We obviously have very good history at that pitch. We've had a couple of wins there, so we know that we are going to go all out, and we ask that everyone understands with us. It may not be easy. We know that at the end of the day, when we go there, any result can come, and I know that in the event, hypothetically speaking, if the results go either way, I know that many people will be quick to actually blame that why did you lose your advantage. But we are asking that all fans, all stakeholders there should know that the end in mind was bigger, and we are hoping that we have a successful test match, and that's why we are calling upon all fans across Uganda, the Ugandan fraternity, to come and join, because the more the numbers, the more the stress test, the effectiveness of the stress test. Nambole now has smart gates, so there is need to test that the smart gates are actually working, and that can only be done if you have very high influx of numbers. But then obviously also the other things in terms of safety and security, how do people enter, how do people exit? So that's why there's even a double header game to find. And the price equally, the two clubs, when we sat down, Bull and KCCFC, we agreed that we look also at the bigger picture and we don't price. Naturally, we had already issued out that our Villa game would be 20,000, but we decided for the wider community to put the game at 10,000 for both the double header, such that every Ugandan out there on Labor Day can spare 10,000 and come to Nambole, you know, to see the new pitch, how has it been designed, how is the new home of Ugandan of the Ugandan game, how is it going to be? So yes, that's just about it.
Wow, guys, she's really answered everything. Do we still need to ask questions? I feel she has really answered literally everything. But well, I think the bigger picture is the national cause, which she talks about, and that is very, very key. But the stakeholder probably CEO out there wants to know that even when because you attended those meetings early on with the government, with the Federation, Uganda Premier League, how someone could think that probably the technical team was forced to go and play at Nambole. No. That they did accept this.
Yeah, we had a discussion as a club. Obviously, we know that any fixture change has a very big connotation to the technical team. So when the request came up, we talked to the manager and we showed, obviously at first, his first natural reply would be no, let us not lose our home advantage. But when he was told why there is need for the test game, he looked at the pros and cons of each and everything, and he later on said, for the national cause, let us go with it. So there is nothing like he was forced to do that. But nonetheless, again, just to maybe clarify, sometimes even in the event that probably even the manager may not have allowed, some of these things go beyond even that. You look at a wider, bigger picture, just to clarify. But for this particular game, I'd like to be very clear that the technical team was actually consulted, or the manager as it is, and he looked at the bigger picture as well. Yeah.
There has been cleared there that everything is in sync. So please, you out there who have been saying things like, no, the technical team has been forced to play out there. No, everybody is in sync, and the technical team is aware, the board of the club is aware, and they are in sync. They accept that this is a national cause. And on Wednesday, we'll all be at the Mandela National Stadium. Now, my friend here, Patrick, is looking on. I don't know if we're using too much English. I don't know if we're using very complicated English. But I will allow him to ask the CEO a question. But first, before he comes in, the CEO, someone wants to know out there. I've seen a lot of comments the day we put up that post that how does one access Nambole that day? Are we using, I mean, if I'm a season ticket holder, someone wants to know how do they access Nambole? Are the tickets already on sale? Where can they be bought? Please clarify on that.
Okay, so we had a very short time frame to harmonize so many issues, and the decision making took a bit of time. Like you said, the consultations, obviously the board ultimately had to make the decision on the game being played at Nambole. So there was a bit of time that when the consultations were being done. So because of that, we could not start planning. The plans only started, I think, on Tuesday when a final acceptance had been issued that yes, the two teams are okay to have their games moved. But in terms of all the other, and would like to apologize that we've not been very quickly to come out to guide on we're able to guide on the pricing, but we're not able to guide on the tickets. How do people buy tickets? How? Because like we mentioned, Nambole now has a smart, it has a smart yes, and we needed to understand how does it work. KCCA and Bull FC are the host teams. So ultimately there is revenue share. How do we share the revenue? How do we manage the costs? When we go to Nambole, the costs are obviously much more because the number of security, the number of stewards you need, in terms of the access and everything, there is so many costs that that needed to be appreciated before we could actually come out and even clarify. We also needed to understand how is the smart gates going to actually work out. But we are happy to report that we have got we have got abreast of how all is going to happen. And tonight, I think we've already launched, as we speak now, our tickets are now on sale. The tickets for the double header are actually on sale. A link has been shared, I think, on our social media handles. I'm not so sure. Has it been shared? Yeah. Yes, a link has been shared on our social media handles where you can actually log in and purchase your ticket in advance. We are calling upon fans to purchase the tickets in advance. When you go in there, you're able to select which team are you. And just to clarify, the way the smart thing is working, when you go in and you're a Villa fan, please make sure you select Villa, because the section that is going to take you to is going to be a Villa. So in terms of fan separation, the ticketing, the online is able to actually do it, that the Villa fans, they have been allocated a particular area. So when you go in, you actually select. When you go in, you are able to select, do you want a general ticket? Do you want a VIP ticket? You are also able to, I think the system only allows people to purchase up to 5 tickets because of the issues that come with hoarding. We do not want people to purchase and then hoard the tickets because of the friendly prices. So each person can only be allowed to buy up to a maximum of 5 tickets. But we're encouraging people to go in and buy early. And then the other thing is, the tickets come with a QR code. So the smart get is, once you buy a ticket, it will either be sent to your email, and then you can download it, and then on the D-Day, you go with your phone and it will be scanned. Now, it is very important that people do not share their tickets, because once you share your ticket and someone comes in with that ticket and they scan it first, then that will be it. You cannot do what, I know there are some people out there who are smart. They buy a ticket and then they share it amongst themselves, and then at the end of the day, when someone comes in and they log in, they cannot actually access, and then there is commotion. All these tickets have a QR code embedded in them. So once it is scanned, it can only be scanned once. Access to that ticket can only be once. So we are asking people, once you buy the ticket, guard it jealously, because the moment you share it and someone obtains the QR code, anyone who comes in and the QR code is read first, that will be it. So we're asking everyone to do that. Then also, we are also aware that some people may not be tech savvy. So we are also arranging to have the physical sales, the physical tickets on sale. And I think we'll start off with KCCAFC as we make arrangements with Bull to see if Bull can also have tickets. We'll have our tickets, the physical tickets being sold at KCCA tomorrow, starting at 2 p.m. So anyone who wants to purchase a ticket tomorrow at 2 p.m., you can walk into the stadium. But we're encouraging people to actually go in and buy the online tickets. It's easier, it's quick. You can use mobile money, you can use Visa, you can use MasterCard. It gives you all these options, and you're able to actually even select if you're a Villa fan, if you're a KCCA fan, and it will take you, the ticket that you will actually buy will take you to the area of your team. If you're a Bull fan, if you're a Vipers fan, it will take you to where your rest of the teammates are going to be. And even then, the ticket that you buy, in terms of even access, the turnstile, the gate where you will pass, the ticket that you buy is also determined, rather the gate is determined by the ticket that you have bought. So it is important that a Bull fan goes online and selects Bull FC, because then the tickets that will be earmarked for Bull will lead them to a certain gate that leads them to where their seats actually are. Otherwise, Nambole is very, very big. If you don't do that, you may end up buying a ticket that is for a KCCA fan, and when you reach there, we are encouraging fan separation, then you will have to be told to go, and it's a very big, a complex move. So we're asking people to do online, to buy online, such that it helps in terms of planning, but then also it avoids the crowding, because Nambole no longer allows ticket sales at the stadium. So we are trying to find a way. That's why either people will have to pre-buy them, and we have very limited time to actually have the ticket purchased.
Well, there is the confirmation that you can be able to buy your ticket right now. Go online and use any of those online paying methods. She mentioned everything that you can use, and you can be able to buy that ticket. But if you want a physical ticket, the MTN Omondi Stadium should be your home tomorrow at 2 p.m. Those tickets will be on sale, and that is in case you want a physical ticket. Now we get into the game, and we'll be talking the game, Patrick, and let's just look at some of the statistics ahead of this one. But Patrick, as you come in, KCCAFC Sports Club Villa, big game. We all know these are the most successful football clubs in the country. Villa on
We
16. In the league. Villa on 16. And KCCFC on 13 in terms of the Uganda Premier League. In total, all titles, KCCFC on 32. Because we have got 13 Uganda Premier League titles in there. We have 10 Uganda Cups. We have 6 Super Cups. We have a Super 8 in there. We have 2 Sekafa Clubs Cups. We have an Independence Cup in there. Very many titles, I can't even mention. And those are the only major ones. But those are the numbers ahead of that game.
KCCA staff also have a trophy. Add that to it.
I hope the Villa staff can I hope they also do have a trophy there. But if my producer can just show us those numbers before Patrick just gets in there. 26 games played between these two sides. The last 26, KCCAFC has won 13 and Villa have won 3. And how are they okay. Well, they have won 3 and draws are 10. Goals for KCCAFC are 39, Villa 20 points. 49 for KCCAFC and 19 for SC Villa. Patrick, the numbers seem to be in favor of KCCAFC, the biggest football club game on Wednesday. Why do you see this one being won on the day?
The numbers tell the story. Unlike the fans who have been throwing tantrums, some of them, that KCCA has given away home advantage, I would like to say that is not true. KCCA beat Villa at Wankulukuku. KCCA has not lost any away game in the second round. Not forgetting the Uganda Cup, it played 4 games in the Uganda Cup, all were away. It won 3, drew 1-1 against Bull. It has won its last 5 away games. So all those were away from home. To say that the away advantage has been given to Villa is definitely not true, because that's a game where KCCA beat Villa in their own yard to win in the first round. So for me, I think, as it has been the norm, people have seen in the last 26 games, Villa has only 3 wins. I don't expect them to get any win but KCCA is on hot form. People shouldn't let the Bright Stars 2-2 draw take away the fact that KCCA is on hot form. And for me, I think the form is going to continue. With them being home, away from home, I don't also recall the last time KCCA lost a game at Nambole. There are quite a few. And for me, I think KCCA will go home with all the 3 points. The
pictures you're seeing on the screen, that was the first round when KCCFC visited Sports Club Villa. Etienne Katenga scoring in that one and Ashraf Mugume. Etienne Katenga seems to be a big game player. He scored against Villa, scored against Express. You know, he seems to know when he scored against Bull in the Uganda Cup. He just seems to know the big stage, and he always shows up when it is the big stage. But Patrick, as I wind up with you, and that game you've talked about, you know, we don't have any suspensions. All the suspensions, I think, were able to serve at that period when they were out. That was Ogwang and then Obenchan. Obenchan is back in training. No suspensions. We should see a full squad for KCCFC on today.
Of course, a full one. And I'm waiting to see the players that were changed. If Haruna is going to continue, if Mujuzi is going to also continue therein. But I expect the other team not to change.
I'm going to ask the CEO, who does she fancy scoring on the day? I know she has favorite players in there. I know she has favorite players on that team. But who do you see winning us this game?
No, we obviously, when you look at our goal scoring opportunities, our goals come from everyone. Of course, Shaban is top of the list, and you know how big games, you know, every player rallies themselves up, but we've seen our goals coming from defenders, we've seen our goals coming from the wings, especially Etienne, Usama, Ashraf. So it's hard to tell, but I mean, everyone, I know they will be equally very motivated. And I also wanted to just add on to what Ocheng mentioned when he said that we haven't lost an away game away. But you also see that, unfortunately, we have a weakness where teams score us first, but we are always able to come from behind and actually, you know, win games. We've done that with the Express, we've done that with Gaddafi, you know, where we come from behind when they score us first, which is something that we need to actually correct. But the team is on form, I can confirm, and I'm sure that we will have very many goals and coming from whichever win.
Well, that is the CEO's opinion. I'll ask predictions now. Patrick, your prediction, the biggest football club game
3-0
in the land, 3-0 in favor of
KCCA.
Who do you fancy scoring on the day?
Muhammad Shaban hat-trick.
Oh! Big fan from Muhammad Shaban in there, CEO. Your prediction for the biggest football club game on Wednesday?
I think I'd like to go with a 2-0 Yeah, Shaban, one of them. I'm not too sure where the other will come. I'm poised that Shaban will be on the score sheet. Joel, Etienne, Said. We have our goals coming from really anyone. And that day we could even have a surprise of, someone scoring their first goal. Yeah, Mujuzi Mustafa, he almost scored in one of those games. So, yeah. 2-0 for me.
Well, that is the artwork on your screen. My prediction, KCCAFC will win this one and it will be 2-1. Yes, Villa will make a goal. Probably a little bit controversial, but KCCAFC will win that game 2-0. And I also still fancy Mohamed Shaban to score in this one. Entrance, like the CEO said, 10,000 Uganda shillings, 50,000 Uganda shillings. And the tickets are already on sale right now. Season ticket holders will still be able to access the gates.
No, that's the correction.
There's a correction in there, okay?
Just a correction. Season ticket holders, their season tickets will not work because they don't have the QR code embedded in that works on the smart gates. However, all season ticket holders are going to be provided tickets that will enable them access Nambole.
Wow, that's the confirmation for all our season ticket holders that were a little bit worried out there. I mean, are we going to access the gates and all that?
University.
You're going to be given those tickets. And then university students, all you have to do is have your ID, is it?
No.
We're not having that this time around?
Yes, university students, because remember, we are not the only home. It's a double header, so we have both to factor in, and they don't have this arrangement.
True. So that arrangement only works at the MTN Omondi Stadium. But the media, you're already sorted. You know how we do our things. CEO, new parting shots. Before, actually, let me start with Patrick. I told you I have the powers here, so in case I call on to you, please do what I say. New parting shots as we wind up the show.
I think moving forward, we should bring the CEO more often.
Yeah,
she's a hype person. We can give her the entire second segment. Just ask one question, sit back.
And then she
will run the show for the whole 30 minutes.
Wow, she explained the first question, and I didn't have anything to ask.
I didn't have a question. You said
I see what the two of you are doing.
You said maybe Patrick could ask something. What am I going to ask? Yeah, thank you so much. And for me, I want to rally everyone to come down on Wednesday at Nambole, the KCFC fans. If you have problems, you're not very savvy tech or tech savvy, you can go down to the MTN Omondi Stadium, purchase your ticket, and yes, get yourself ready for the game on Wednesday. Don't forget it's 10,000 and 50,000. See you all on Wednesday as KCCA get the 3 points. Easy 3 points.
Well, the CEO's parting shots as we try to wind up the show, and definitely, like I said, that would be the last. I should have asked her to do the parting shots, but I said I have the powers here. At least let me use them. CEO, please.
Powers in romance.
No, all I can say is I'm calling upon the football fraternity. Actually, not even the football fraternity. Let this be an event for everyone, for a family. Many of you have children. It's a Labor Day. Children have not been able to come to Nambole. You know, bring your children. This is going to be a fun activity. There is going to be lots of eats, lots of drinks out for sale. You know, Nambole looks beautiful and it's very well organized. There will be some parking that is catered for, so very secure. There's a fence around it. So in terms of security, the stadium is very well organized. So we are calling upon the football fraternity, come, let us flood Nambole, like the tagline is said, mpaka kuwulira bubi.
Mpaka kuwulira bubi, just like the CEO says. Been a brilliant week for KCCAFC. One of our players celebrated his 20th birthday, Joseph Ogwang. That was on Wednesday, the 24th of April. And then on the 26th of April, which was a Friday, definitely sad memories in there because we marked 1 year since the passing of one of our greats, John Mutenda the late. And he had the title of the life chairman of the football club. Unfortunately, he passed away last year on the same day. We can only say here on the KCCAFC TV show that may his soul rest in peace. Ladies and gentlemen, that marks the end of season 5, episode 29 of the KCCAFC TV show. It's been a roller coaster. It's been a plethora of stuff on the show tonight. The CEO, Patrick. See you on Wednesday, 1st of May, Labor Day, at the Mandela National Stadium for the biggest football club game in the land. My name is Magero Moses Mwanje. From everyone that makes sure this show runs every week, Sunday, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Have a fantastic new week, and let's meet on Wednesday in Nambole.
In that big stadium, I've played there quite some games. I'm so excited that it's gonna be massive. Yeah, I just can't wait. I call upon all the KCCA fans and the Ugandan fans to come and watch KCCA versus SC Villa. As you all know, big game for big players. See you there.